Alrighty, guys, it's time for trial number 2, virtual herding trial number 2. The virtual herding trial number 1 was a huge success. We had 14 competitors from 4 countries. It was awesome. So now we're going to do number 2. This is called drive, fetch, drive, fetch. Very creative, I know. This was meant to be set up in a 100 by 200 minimum size arena, which is the ASCA minimum size arena, 100 by 200 feet. So we're going to have, because we have such a variety of locations for our trialing, and since we don't have a lot of control, since we're stuck wherever we are, it's going to be 3, we'll make 3 different categories based on the size of the place you're trialing. So if you have the 200, the ASCA minimum size arena or any ASCA sized arena, that's going to be the standard. That's where everybody's going to start from. Now, if you don't have that large of a space, that's fine. Just do it and adjust your numbers on these distances to fit in the size that you have. When you post your video, post the size of your arena or your trialing area right there when you're posting your video. Just say 200 by 100 or 50 by 50, whatever it is that you're doing. Or my third option, which I highly encourage you to do if you have the ability to do that, is do this in a post-advanced size area, which is like 6 acres or more. Make it as large as you can. Since this whole trial experience is about pushing ourselves, it's about training, it's about competing with each other and pushing each other to be better, I highly recommend that you try to push yourself. Do it in a post-advanced size or a large area. So just remember, when you post your video, you're going to post the distance, the size of your arena when you initially post it. Okay. All right, let's get with these numbers and see what this course is going to be. So we're going to have handlers post at the beginning, the far end of your arena. Oh, look, I can change the colors. Yes, I like purple better. Okay, so your handlers post is going to be down here. All right, straight up from your handler's post, 75 feet or whatever your distance is based on your arena. We're just going to go on the minimum size arena. Just adjust your numbers if you're larger or smaller. 75 feet, we're going to have 2 fetch drive markers. Okay, they're 16 feet apart. From the back of the fetch drive markers, you're going to go 125 feet to the set out area. Now, if you're short on cones or markers of some sort, and you're in a minimum sized arena, you can put a flag or something up here so that we can just sort of visually see that the sheep are up there against the back of that fence. All right. You can use that as your set out as well. It doesn't have to be an official marker or anything. And remember, with your markers, you can use cones, you can use buckets, barrels. Somebody used chairs last time, whatever. As long as we can see the sheep going around it, be creative. It totally doesn't matter. Now, if we're going to go right here to the last marker is going to be placed to the right of your fetch drive, your far right fetch drive marker. Okay, so if you're at the handler's post looking downfield, this marker over here is on the right. It's on your right hand. 75 feet from there, you're going to put another marker to the right, and this is going to be your number 4 cross drive marker, set out B. Okay. Now, I would offset this about 6 to 10 feet forward or down the field, because you're going to be doing a cross drive out of here, and you're not going to be able to, it'll be tricky to kind of line up with this if you're having to loop back down and cross drive, because the sheep are going to go past here and it's going to take a little distance. So 6 to 10 feet downfield, place this marker, but as long as you need a 75-foot cross drive basically here. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through the course now. Now that you kind of have an idea of where everything is, I'm going to go through the course as an advanced handler. Most of our handlers in trial number 1 were advanced handlers. And it's much less confusing if I just go through each level one at a time. So advanced handlers, you're going to start at the handler's post. Your stock is going to come on the right. Make sure you do this. This was like the biggest course point deduction that anyone got, was starting and ending on the correct side of the handler's post. I know it's technical, but this is a course, so we're going to follow it so everybody has the same opportunity. Okay, so on the left side of your handler's post, you're going to start and you're going to drive through the fetch drive markers up to set out A, and then you're going to leave your stock at set out A. Call your dog back and send them on an outrun. It doesn't matter if you want to go to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter. If you're setting this up in an ASCA 200 by 100 arena, it's going to be offset to the left so that you're not going to have a lot of room here. But I don't care. Whatever way you want to do, it's fine with me. So send them on an outrun. Say we're going to go this way. Outrun, lift and fetch through the fetch drive markers around the back of the handler's post. And I'm going to say here, I have a 200 by 100 arena, so it's minimum size. You're going to have to put your handler's post up a few feet so that you can get them around the handler's post. You're going to go through the fetch drive markers again. You're driving again through the fetch drive markers. You're going to take a right and do a cross drive to set out B, and then you're going to leave your stock here. Ba-bing, ba-boom. Okay? Call your dog back to you and send him on a fetch, whichever direction, doesn't matter. Send them on a fetch, bring them back to you, and you're going to end when they come to the right side of a handler's post and back to where they started. Okay? Just like that. That's the advanced. I'm going to get rid of these lines, and we're going to talk about open now. Okay, open. Your stock are going to start behind the handler's post. You're going to start at the handler's post. You can fetch drive to the fetch drive marker. Your open handler line is here along the back of the fetch drive marker. So you're going to have to stay here, drive to the set out point. It doesn't matter which side of the cone or whatever. This doesn't matter if the stock go on this side for advanced or open for any of the courses, this side or either side of the, I don't care. Set your stock out here so that they're basically around your set out point. Call your dog back to you. Do the same thing. You're going to do an outrun. Yep. Lift and fetch through the panels or the markers. Y'all are going to go. You can fetch or drive, whatever you want to do around the cone again. And you're going to come back up here, fetch or drive. It doesn't matter. And you're going to do your drive from here to the set out point and set your stock here. You can see that your handler line has a swerve in it right here. So you can go and you have to stay behind the fetch drive markers here. And then you kind of take a halfway. You can see it's halfway between this cone and this cone where you need to stay. Okay. So you have to stay right here. You're going to go right here, halfway between these two cones, send your dog, and then you're going to take them to the right side of the cone and end. Okay, that's open handlers. Pretty easy, right? Okay, started. All right, started handlers. This is started. You may fetch, drive, whatever you want, through the cones up to the set out point. You can fetch and drive all the way up here. You can go as close as you need to. You need to go back to halfway between the fetch drive marker and the set out point. So you're going halfway between these two markers, okay? And you're going to fetch from there. You're going to do an outrun, lift and fetch. From there, you take them back through, and you can fetch or drive around the right side of the cone. You can fetch and drive all the way to the cross drive over here. Set them out here, and then go back halfway between these two cones. So you're right here. It's the same place for the open handlers line, okay? And you're going to fetch. You're going to do an outrun, lift, and fetch. Sorry. You're going to send your dog, outrun, lift, and fetch, and then end on the right side of the post. Okay? That's all there is to it. The duck and geese guidelines are right here. Those should be pretty much consistent for everybody. If you're going to do ducks and geese, it's the same course, same handlers lines for your things. Now, I want to say one thing that we did last time that I need to talk to you about is our scoring. Time is the number one thing. We talked about having stock points. I ended up having to add a course points too. So let's talk about stock points. Stock points are deducted. You start with, let's see, there's going to be 8. We're just calling it 8. 8 stock points. Every time the stock run, like take off in a run, or the ducks are flapping their wings like crazy, there'll be a point deducted. In order to win, you still have to have 4 stock points. You have to have half of your stock points, okay? So we just really want to focus on keeping everything moving really calmly, which everybody did an amazing job last time. Okay, so if a stock moves, this is how I judged it last time. If the stock takes off running and if they trot and everything's under control, that's fine. But if it's one of those where they're scared or they're stimulated or they're running really fast, we all know what that looks like, difference from a trot. That's where the point's deducted. So that point deduction takes from the time they start running until they stop. When they stop and settle again, the next time they run, if they run again, will be another point. Okay? For the course points, you are supposed to, technically, if you don't make an obstacle, you need to go back and complete the obstacle with all stock. Now, some people either forgot or they didn't notice that they missed one around one or two sheep, cut the corner of a cone, or all that stuff. That's fine. You're going to get a course deduction on that. And each course point, so that's every obstacle has a course point. So this is 1, 2, 3. The fetch is 4. Through the panels is 5. Around the cone is 6. Through the panels again is 7. Cross drive is 8. The fetch again is 9. So you should have 9, I believe, course points on this. Any time you mess up, you're going to get a 10-second time deduction. So all of your points, I'm going to have to do this next time because we have to figure out, because this time is the most important. The winner is based on time. You will get a 10-second time deduction for every point you lose. Dun, dun, dun. So that's a stock point or a course point. You'll get a 10-second time deduction for that. So that is the new rule here. Okay, so if you have any questions, post them. I cannot wait to see them. That'll be open again from Saturday morning to Sunday night at midnight for posting. So go ahead and practice all week long, get it good at it, and then start posting your videos Saturday to Sunday. All right, good luck, guys. I hope we can get even more participants. Share this with your friends and pass it on. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.